Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 9 of 100 Million Possibilities Show. I haven't been live for a while. I kind of had to take a break to recalibrate myself, and I started something new, something called light language, and it's something I've been practicing for the last couple months. It's the same energy transmission that I mentioned in my earlier episodes. It's just I didn't realize that's what I was doing. So I kind of practiced a little bit more of light language. And at this moment, I'm actually incorporating uh, different light languages into my products and services, etc. So today I would like to talk about uncertainty. This is one of the things, it's kind of hard, even though it's actually kind of pleasant. I don't know the right word. It's like, it's one of those things that's kind of freeing when you really get it. But it's kind of scary at the same time because in uncertainty, you don't actually know what's kind of in front of you, because we are so conditioned to actually know things. So predictable things, we know things that are familiar to us are more kind of pleasant for us. I don't know, that's word pleasant is so weird. And uncertainty is kind of scares us because we don't really know what's in there. But it scares us because we are so conditioned to be scared of unknown, be scared of things we don't know. We are so scared to change something new because in the past we have learned that it's never something good. There is always some kind of danger on the other side. It's like, in the movies when they show where there's an opening in a cliff and you put in your hand, we always think there is going to be something scary on the other end, or they're going to bite our hand off, or there's going to be some nasty insect that's going to bite you, or whatever. But we never actually get that there is going to be, I don't know, something nice. I don't know, piece of cake. Well, I don't know what kind of piece of cake will be inside of the cliff. But we are so conditioned that change and something unexpected is so good. We are so conditioned that it's going to be something bad. And even sometimes there is something good. The fear of that bad thing is so much greater than actual something that something nice is gonna happen. So I'm actually gonna while I'm talking, I'm actually gonna use light language to clear whatever comes up with uncertainty and actually make it more enjoyable kind of practice, especially like what I've noticed when working uh, on my own uncertainty. Not necessarily on uncertainty as per se. Like for example, when I work on like money stuff or relationship or anything, I left all my kind of paid jobs in when was it? When did I like a couple months ago? I think in September was middle of September was my kind of last jobs. So I basically left because I couldn't do the I couldn't do it anymore. It got so hard, even though it actually wasn't hard. It got really hard kind of mentally to do it, that I literally just quit on the spot, because I had that feeling like I just have to do it because I don't know. It's like there is no option not to. not to leave. And then there is this moment. So what do I do now? There is nothing else in front for me to actually create or do, or how the money is going to come in, and all these worries about that. And then there comes this uncertainty because you never know what's actually going to open up for you. And there were some hard times, there are some easy times in this past months. And the hard times were really hard because things weren't going my way. Like, the expectations weren't met and all that stuff. But even though this time is, I kind of like the last months, I kind of look back and it worked out. It worked out. Somehow money came in, even though it's not as much as it was before. But so, and there sometimes are doubts that whether do I go back, because I know these people would take me back in a heartbeat. But I don't want that. It's so, even though it could give me this like kind of security that money is gonna keep coming in, and then I can use the spare time to actually figure out or create something that's, but it's not. It's like whole body screams, don't go there. It's you have to look forward. And this uncertainty is, especially when I use the tools to clear all the doubts or clear all the fears that comes up, but whether the money is going to be there, where I'm going to get clients, where I'm going to get this or that, all these doubts creep in. And I just use tools. At the moment, I use either light language or still use access consciousness tools. I kind of stepped away a little bit from it, but I'm still using the tools. And when you use the tools like questions, like one of my favorite access questions is, how does it get any better than this? And what else is possible? And if I keep using them over and over again, in kind of loop in my head, sometimes out loud if I'm alone at home, comes this point where you have this sense of peace. You don't know what's gonna come. You don't know what's in front of you. It's almost like you're walking blind. The but it's not really blind, because you have this sense of peace. And when you walk somewhere with a sense of peace, you know you're going to be okay. You know universe is going to take care of you. And this feeling is so freeing and scary at the same time. But scary is not really scary. It's more this excitement of going into unknown, not knowing what's going to be in front of you. And maybe it's even going to be greater than you actually expected. Because when you're in this uncertainty and you don't have expectations, everything can come up even greater than you didn't even expect it. Because when we have expectations of something, it's actually, it's almost, pretty much, it never comes true. I don't have water. It's literally, with expectations you kind of kill what could come. I do remember myself. I was a queen of expectations. I was a queen of creating scenarios how I would like my life to live, and I used to build these castles in my head, and it never came true. And even though I actually kind of wished for them to come true because that's what I want, it never came true. And those expectations kind of killed whatever was coming, because I was telling universe, this is the way how I want things to happen. And I kind of lived through that experience. And what one thing I learned from access consciousness is that when you make a dream, when you make a wish, or you want something to happen, you just like a seed. You know, have you seen a seed of anything? You probably have. It's very tiny. It's very concentrated, and you put it in the ground, and you cover it with the soil, and you forget about it. That's how we actually have to make things we want to happen. And what we normally do, what I normally used to do, I take the seed and I put the fruit around it, and I put the fruit the way I want it around it. Instead of actually putting it into the ground, I, like, for example, if I want to, let's say, if I want to be in a relationship, like the seed would be, I would like to have a relationship, and I would like in a broad strokes what I want it to be like. And you just put it in the seed, and you put the seed in the ground and allow universe to actually deliver it. But what I normally used to do, I used to make the seed, I want a relationship, I want it to be this way, I want it to be that way. So I basically put the meat around the seed without actually allowing it to go through its normal hibernation process. And it's actually killed because I actually never put the seed in the ground. It's almost like I looked at the seed, I made all the stuff around it and just threw it out. And still hoped and wished that it's actually going to come true. And this uncertainty and this unknowingness, how it's gonna turn out, it's actually usually what, when we have all those doubts and fear, it's actually what's killing us inside. And the same time we actually kill the seed, uh, kill the seed before it even has a chance to grow. And then we can eventually actually when we see that and oh, sorry. And occasionally we have to go and nurture the seed. It's not that we can forget about it completely, but sometimes kind of universe gonna give us a nudge, gonna like tap on the shoulder and say it needs some nurturing. And how do we nurture it? We actually give it an energy. Uh, for real plant, it's easy. We just go and water it or we weed it. But for the things that we kind of planted mentally, we just basically clear all the doubts that comes our way. Those are weeding. This is a weeding process. We weed all those doubts and fears. It's not like we kind of push it away or or imagine that it's not there, just forget it and don't look at it. We basically actually have to look at all these things that all these weeds, and we have to use tools, any tools. I'm sure you already have a set of tools you used before, or you can go back into my channel and look for the daily tools. You can use anything to actually weed out those things that come up. And how else you nurture? You basically give it energy. You can flow energy, you can pull energy, you can do light language or meditation or visualization to actually give it the strength to grow. And so while we are talking, I'm moving my hands. That's light language I'm using to actually either clear everything that's around the uncertainty and planting seeds and expectations, or it actually gives activations to all the things that are required for that. And if you would like to, I offer I do offer private sessions with light language to work on your personal stuff. So if you want that, you just go to www.legasspace.com or just message me in the chat. So what else? Uncertainty. So I just wanna kind of tune in and do proper light language to actually clear all those uh, places where uncertainty is actually killing us from inside, but actually kind of open it up and give it give more trust in that light language, not light language, in this uncertainty, being okay, being with uncertainty and all that stuff. So bear with me, I'm gonna tune in. And if you have never experienced vocal light language, it basically sounds like gibberish, but it's channeled language, and it's basically universe is kind of working through me to clear all these things. Why it doesn't have a words, but it has a kind of some kind of sounds? I think it's because language is kind of limiting, and when we talk, our word has a certain meanings, and that it can't go beyond that meaning. So these actually languages, it's actually that can go beyond what actual human language can give. It sounds like a spell making as well. I like a magic. So bear with me. And how you listen light language, you can actually just lie down or sit still and close your eyes and just soak in the. It might sound funny at the first, but eventually you're just gonna feel the energy of the light language. Ashma hma darashma, eleta havasa tehma, leshete vehederenesa, alaha nasata, alana mashata reheva, alana hasara hase, rene sheheva, anasha mavasaha, uwashahe, awamahasha marahadesateva, elede henesete, elaha mashava, elede veharashava, alana hasha, eleha masete, alada shete vehedereste, elene mehava, alasatehma, eleha nasatehedereva, elesha mahava, alatarasa hateresiteva, elene medehava, alana hasanaraha deheste, erena shataremasa, arama, arada mahasate maladase, elede heseva, alana malahasate sereva, elesha mehva, elehe mesheva shatemseva, ene mahasate, alana hasatehva, erene maladeseva, alata vasva, ele mahasa redehava, erene masheva, alaha nedehasateva, ele hamaha dere madese, erene masa, halana mala, helene mala, helene mehe me rahavansva, enese revashva, halata vasha marava, Helene mahava, Helene mahava, alada reshahava, erehe mesva, alana mala samalaha marahava, Helene merehe vere maravasva, alada rasheve seheve, Helene Masva, Helene Masa Havasa Reseva, Helene Masa Hereva, Halasha Mata Resma, Helene Masha, Helene Masha Mara Vasha, Alana Masha Hava, Alaha Masha Tere, Helene Masha Tehava, Alana Mashava, Reha Masate, Alaha Marasate, Rene Masave, Rene Marasame Rehetesva, Araha Masate Vesele, Eleha Marahasava, Alaha Nesate Hava, Eleha Nere Mara, Alara Marmase, Ramase Mereva, Adevese Vihi Mahara, Alaha Marahasva, Alaha Mata Hasata, Eleha Mara. Halahamara hamara heseverma, Rema harada seremarava, Arama hasete, Arana haseve, Helehmere maha serema, Arana haseterevesva, Arana masemere halasave, Lema hasevetva, Anahamata maseve, Enema seve, Enema shemara hasve, Erena malasva, Anama hasamara, Enema semehwa, Enema hamasva. Allah hadasava, Erehemesheve, Erehemereveshemeva hase, Allah hanarachase, Elehemehavasete, Allah namasete remasava, Erem namaramasvedesma, Elehemalasva, Elehemerehamarasava, Allah hanesetava, Anahamarachasma, Herena marachasma, Herela hanasve, Herena halana hanerevasma, Helehama, Aranamasme, Aranamasme rehve, Herena maharamasme, Erete maharama, Haramachalesepehva, Erehemesva, Aranamasma, Aranamaramasma. Okay, so this was a light language vocal transmission. Before that, I was doing just like a sign language. Don't worry, I yawned through the light language transmission. It's because everything from unconsciousness just keeps coming up and it's clearing. And there's lots of energy moving around and changing. And that's for where the yawning comes from. And do I have any other words to say? So yeah, you can listen this transmission as many times as you want. Usually I just listen to them in the mornings to get my day started. You can listen as many times as you want until you feel that this thing kind of has transformed for you. And yeah, you will feel when you listen to it. Usually you have some kind of sensations in your body. At the first times I usually kind of fell asleep, or now I have like a goosebumps and things feel like energy moving through my body. And when you feel like there is no energy moving, then it's not for you at this moment, or maybe the energy is already has changed and you don't need to listen to this anymore. If you want, I have more light language transmissions in my shop for certain topics. You can, some of them are free, some of them cost like a few dollars, like not dollars, euros, $9.99. No, euros, sorry. I used to have shop in dollars. Because I live in Europe, I thought it doesn't make for me to do this in dollars. And so yeah, you can check it out, and I'll see you soon again for the next show. Bye bye.